I didn't necessarily think I was going to apply to Oxford when I first went. It wasn't something that anyone from my school really did, and I was the only person from my school to go to Oxford in my year. So that was already something that I'd never considered I would do. And then when I was there, the opportunities opened up. So I'd say to anyone who's trying to pursue something that's a challenge, remember all the challenges that you've managed to get through previously, and try and remind yourself what you have achieved, and you will always be able to achieve something else. And it might seem hard originally, but you'll be able to get there. The International Atomic Energy Agency was set up in 1957 after President Eisenhower from the United States did a speech in 1953 called Atoms for Peace. And it was set up at a time where there was rising nuclear tensions to monitor and regard safeguards and also work on nuclear technologies just for peaceful applications. My role at the agency is working in a team that looks at planning, economics and studies for nuclear. So I'm looking at nuclear power specifically. So we're looking at nuclear energy that can be increased in, for example, the next few years as we look towards net zero. And we're trying to help other countries and member states work towards building their capacity of nuclear as they look towards their net zero goals. I went to a comprehensive state school in the West Midlands, a very good state school, but not a background with any international experience at all. I applied to university and I ended up going to do material science master's degree at the University of Oxford, which was also very out of what I'd ever expected I would be doing. And then after I finished my degree, I then applied to do a PhD at the University of Oxford in the same subject. So just to explain material science for those who don't know, it's physics, engineering, chemistry, and a huge mix of all of those. I really enjoyed academia because I had some fantastic supervisors and fantastic colleagues. And I think whatever you do, you need to make sure you have fantastic people that you work with, and it really enriches your experience, either in academia or in the real world. And I had fantastic mentors along the way as well. And some did encourage me as well to apply to other opportunities outside of academia. I was very lucky in the PhD to do some experience in the Government Office of Science. Some of you might remember that the Government Office of Science, there was Sir Patrick Vallance was the Chief Scientific Officer in COVID, did the briefings in COVID, and I was working in his office for 3 months. And I had a one-to-one conversation with him, which was fantastic. And it made me really enthusiastic for government and also just international civil service roles as well. And I thought, maybe I want to do something that's maybe a bit more policy, but looks at the scientific skills that I've developed so far. And one of my friends who was on my PhD program, but a couple of years above, she actually went to work for the OECD and she recommended this opportunity. She saw the job advert and she sent it to me and said, I think you would be really good if you applied for this. So I have to thank her for applying for it. And she also reminded me that sometimes as women, we don't put ourselves forward for opportunities when we don't tick all the boxes. And I didn't tick all the boxes, and initially I didn't think I should apply. And thankfully to her, I did apply, and here I am. So to anyone out there who thinks they don't tick all the boxes and can't get the job, just apply anyway, you're not going to lose out.